I needed a break. Just to get away. Alone time. In Glencoe, Scotland. One key forgotten item.
My hiking boots. I confess to being lost already.
48 hours.
Definitely isn't the right path.
To switch off from everything. Just to feel human again.
These mountains, yeah, they're not bad, are they? This video is about the importance of getting away from it all. That's a catchy title, isn't it? No. I need to think this through. You get the idea. This video is about kind of getting outside to feel better. I think maybe this video is just about me going to Glencoe. Can't just be about that. It's got to be more to it than that. I will tell you what this video is about, but do stick with it because it's going to be amazing. I promise. Okay? Stick with it. Stick with it. Don't go switching off.
So yes, I'd come to Glencoe for the weekend to make a video. I just didn't really know what that video was going to be about. This is the famous Loch Etive moor.
Away we go!
It kind of made sense to me to start my 48 hours of solitude by walking up the hill opposite this beautiful mountain.
And whilst this is a much more popular mountain to climb and see the views from the top, climbing this small hill opposite will give you a view of this mountain.
As I began my ascent, I was really trying not to focus on my rookie error.
I haven't travelled lightly. I never travel lightly, so I have a lot of stuff with me this weekend. And I packed it all and left it by the front door last night, and then I crucially left one thing behind. And that was my hiking boots, which is a huge error because it probably means that I can't go walking up some of these mountains. I would love to have walked up this famous mountain over here, but I'm just not going to be able to do that because there's way too much snow. And in these trainers, it's just not going to be practical, is it? So I'm going to have to stick to low-level walking, which is a massive shame, to be honest, because when you come to Glencoe, you really want to explore the mountains. But maybe tomorrow I might feel slightly more ambitious with what I'm doing and where I'm going. But for now, I just have to stick to these lower-level hills. So I've not reached the top yet, but this is a nice little plateau. Time for a rest and some drone footage. The last 2 years have obviously been very, very difficult for everybody. I can't bear to watch the news right now. I just needed to get away from it all. So that is exactly what I've come here to do. This may sound very selfish, but I'm also just appreciating not being around my family. Now, don't get me wrong, I love them to bits, but I also love being by myself. I just don't get any time to be by myself anymore. It just never happens. So I've come here this weekend to try and reclaim some of that. I have to say, I do seem to have quite a bit of luck when it comes to climbing mountains because about 3.5 years ago I did the 3 Peaks Challenge, Beinn Nevis, Skyfall Pike and Snowdon in 24 hours. And that weekend was in July and the weather was absolutely incredible for that. I got really, really lucky. I was able to fly a drone at the top of Beinn Nevis, caught the most amazing sunset from Skyfall Pike and the most amazing sunrise on Snowdon. And to get that weather across those 3 mountains is incredibly rare. And so here I am in Glencoe this weekend, and this is probably the best weekend weather-wise that we've had for a long, long time. So I'm very lucky and I'm also very grateful. So I've been thinking that I've been close to the top for about the last half an hour. This hill is deceptively high and long. Here we are, right at the top. That was far more of a slog than I thought it was going to be. Talk about panoramic views. This has got everything. My dad was a really keen hill walker in his prime, and he climbed over 100 Munros. Munros are mountains in Scotland which are over 3,000 feet, and I believe there's about 300 Munros. My dad had climbed about 100 of these. Hill walking was not something I really appreciated as a kid, and it's not until I got older that I just really value this now. It has now clouded over and it's starting to get a wee bit colder, so I'm going to get down off this hill, get in the car and have a wee drive down to Glen Etive. If I'm feeling adventurous, I might go and have a bit of a wild swim, but to be honest, I'm already freezing cold, so I probably won't.
The Glen Etive Road is 12 miles of epic Scottish scenery, made even more famous by James Bond's pilgrimage here in Skyfall.
Had to do that. Don't know why Bond came down this road. It's literally a road to nowhere. Maybe he got lost. I do find when I come to somewhere like this, I'm surrounded by high mountains. I spend my whole time just leaning forward and looking out the window. Kind of hard not to though. So I reached the end of Glen Etive Road and this is Loch Etive. It just feels so nice to be able to be outside, just experience all this, explore new places and just not have to worry about anything else. That sounds like a bit of a cliche to be honest, but it's true, and the thing is, it's a cliche because it's true. I just don't do it enough, and I think when I come and do things like this, it's just a reminder that, yeah, I really need to do this more often. I have a friend, Gregor, who does a lot of wild swimming, and he's always talking about why it's so good. So Gregor, this one is for you. Check him out on Instagram.
In my head, I imagined this to be like Daniel Craig coming out the water in Casino Royale. On reviewing the footage, not so much.
Does that count as wild swimming? That's more wild plunging. I'm about to walk down the world's creakiest staircase. Today is my second day in Glencoe and the weather once again is absolutely stunning. I've been very, very lucky with that. Although it's pretty cold still, which is why I'm wearing my headband and my fleece. I've been thinking about what I'm going to do today given my shoe situation. I spent about half an hour last night drying my shoes with a hairdryer. So I can't climb any mountains, but I'm intending to climb this little hill here. This is the Pap of Glencoe. Actually, it looks quite similar to Arthur's Seat in Edinburgh. I believe it's about 700 metres high, so it's not even a Munro compared to some of the beautiful mountains here in Glencoe. It's quite small, but it does afford really beautiful views of the area. Also, there's no snow up there. Apparently it does get quite steep near the top, so I might be scrambling a bit, but that seems to be a good option. What I've really enjoyed about my time so far in Glencoe is just that everything is on my terms. So it's my time schedule and I don't have to be anywhere, I don't have to do anything for anybody. It's all dictated by what I want to do, and it's so rare that I'm able to do that. So I'm just really taking my time and enjoying everything that I'm doing, and I really can't tell you how much of a novelty that is, but also how much I'm enjoying it.
I didn't know it at the time, but this was as close as I was going to get to following the right path to the summit of the Pap of Glencoe.
Apparently it should take about 4.5 to 5 hours to get up and down.
Provided you take the right path, of course.
I confess to being lost already. This is definitely not the path up this mountain. Oh God, where am I going? I just saw a trail runner come up here, so I know I'm on the right path now. Just going to follow him to the summit. That scramble up the rocks for the last few hundred meters was a bit hairy at times. Not sure I anticipated it being quite that bad, but we made it, and I'd say it's all worth it. This has just been the perfect weekend. I feel rejuvenated, I feel like my batteries have been fully recharged and ready to go again. Glencoe is probably the most beautiful place I've ever been to, and I don't say that lightly, but it's absolutely spectacular, and I've been so lucky this weekend with the weather. The shoes have bared up okay, and they survived the weekend, but I'm so frustrated I didn't bring my hiking boots, because I'd love to go and do a mountain over here straight off the back of doing this. I need to get back down this mountain, get back in my car and head back to Edinburgh. But this has just been a reminder to me why it's important for me to get out into places like this, experience nature at its very, very best.
And that is really what this video is all about.